Okay, drawn liquidity. Let's go over it. First of all, we kind of have two different kinds of drawn liquidity that we can anticipate here. So for regular intraday, if we're excluding higher time frame bias, which obviously you guys should be looking at your higher time frames, okay? So for example, this week here, right? How could we have expected higher prices? Well, we have Trump winning and like all this other shit, but we can also kind of look here into ES and look how we had ES hold this weekly BISI here. We had ES hold this order block here, right? So we can reasonably anticipate that we're going to have a decent run up for the week, especially with all this happening here. So you can come into the daily here. What do you see in the daily here? Well, since we ended up creating a daily CIBI here, right, we can anticipate that we can at least come into the daily CIBI. So use your higher time frames to kind of figure out where price will usually attract to. You can kind of think of the daily chart and the weekly chart also as a 1 minute chart. Since time it's fractal, the same shit will happen in it, right? So you would want to see after we come down shift structure, price come into this inefficiency right here and see if we're going to offer that fair value here. You see we were unable to offer that fair value, so this gives your next day a kind of a very nice bullish bias here. And kind of just look at this daily chart and kind of get an idea of what's happening here. Same thing here in the 4 hour chart. Let me just get rid of all this. Same thing here in the 4 hour chart. Just kind of look at your chart and see where price wants to go here. Here it did look pretty bearish, then we ended up doing a big run up, and then you can just see that continuance of that run up there. So just remember looking at your higher time frames, looking for areas that are smooth. Like down here was smooth, we never ended up coming down here. Down here was smooth, we failed to come down here again. So we kind of continue to see that bullish bias here, and we don't want to fade this higher time frame order flow, right? So let's go over into intraday and see how we can kind of find a good drawn liquidity for intraday trading here. And this is where you also want to zoom out, use your higher time frames and a couple other things. But first I want to start off on regular trading hours. So coming into regular trading hours here, um, more or less, you'd have your regular trading hours and your electronic trading hours. Your electronic trading hours is going to include Asia and London session, and your regular trading hours is just 9:30 to 4:15, right? Or no, 4:15. Yeah. So basically, this is also another form of liquidity that the market is going to use. So you're going to look here on the regular trading hours chart and also mark out liquidity that you see here because the algorithm is also going to utilize this, right? So for example, right, for Friday here, we ended up having this high here, right? Just right here. So this is a target, right? Let's come into the electronic trading hours. We can see this target was taken here on the electronic trading hours, but it's still valid and still has to be taken here back on the regular trading hours chart here, right? And then we can kind of see right here how we kind of failed to take down these lows. And you guys can also use your PD arrays from this area too to make sure you guys are getting your liquidity from the regular trading hours chart and both the electronic trading hours chart. So look at both, look for areas that are smooth. That's going to help you determine where your drawing liquidity is as long as it aligns with your bias. So where can we look for places and for or things to kind of take our profits here, or areas that we would like to see price draw up to as like a take profit or something? Well, we can look at you want to first look at your higher time frame here. Let's look at higher time frame inefficiencies, higher time frame PD arrays here, right? So in the last couple of days, I marked out a couple levels that price has used a good amount of times here, right? So coming into this week, I marked out this high here, this high here, this wick right here, right? Especially when you have these longer wicks right here, you definitely want to mark those out as those are going to be pretty key points here, right? Also remember, if you guys zoom out of your charts here and you guys see something like this, especially on a 4 hour chart where there's absolutely no trading into, this is your strongest form of drawn liquidity. This is your true liquidity void. So look for this. If you see stuff like this, and look for your volume imbalances. It's going to be super important here. So one of my draws here was this 4 hour volume imbalance, which you see we ended up coming up to, coming back down to, and using to continue higher. So as long as you guys can build a bias for where you want to see price go, now you guys got to look for where price is smooth, right? So coming into here, right, we had where is price going to be smooth, right? Well, we see price is smooth up here, right? Look at all these relative equal highs here. Relative, 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 right? Super relative equal highs, right? Let's make sure we can match that on ES. Come to the same time here. Let's see if we can match that with ES. And you can very easily match this with ES. Look here, look at this on ES. Super, super smooth, right? Right here on ES. These smooth parts are where the market wants to draw to, okay? We can also look here on the regular trading hours. And what does this look like? Relative equal highs, also super smooth, right? So what do you ideally want to look for when it comes to your draw on liquidity is you want price to be smooth. And look at this buy model right here, right? Relative equal highs here, and you have your buy model up. And something that I would want you guys to keep in mind here is that price likes to make where the market likes to make areas, it does not want to go jagged, right? So what can we see here? Jagged, sharp move up, down, sharp move up, down, sharp move up, down, sharp move up, sharp move up, sharp move up, sharp move up. Failing to take out this intermediate term low here, right? So now we can kind of also classify ourselves that okay, we're bullish here because what does price want to do, right? Price wants to make areas it does not want to go jagged, and price where it does and where price wants to go smooth, right? So let's take a look here. If we kind of want to draw this out, this is kind of what it looks like here, right? So it looks like these relative equal highs here, jagged, 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 right? And comes back up and eventually takes these relative equal highs, right? So what did we end up doing down here? We made all of this shit here jagged, right? So since we made all of this stuff here jagged, we can anticipate that price would want to end up coming back up and taking these smooth parts of liquidity. We can also see this in the electronic trading hours chart here, right? What did we see here? We had, I'm just gonna get rid of all this shit, it's not even important. We have relative smooth, relative equal lows right here, right? What did price do to these relative equal lows? We took it here, right? Now you make this run up. And what did we start doing on sell side here? Making it jagged, making it jagged, making it jagged. And what did we kind of do up here with the buy side here? Right? Making it very smooth here. See how we're not taking these highs, keeping them all in place here? That's areas of smoothness where when you want to see jaggedness, you want to just see sweep of liquidity here, sweep of liquidity here, right? Sweep, 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 right? Intermediate term low put in place here. Let's understand your market structure. Intermediate term low, right? Classify the intermediate term low here, so we can look for these short term lows to be ran out here to be made jagged here. Because the second we take out this low here, right, we no longer want to be bullish, right? And then we can look, and then you guys want to look at your next intermediate term high point here, which is right here, right? We managed to take out your intermediate term high here, so it tells you that price is most likely going to be bullish here. Right, continue to sweep out sell side. And how many times have we swept out buy side here, guys? Right? Look how many times we swept out buy side. Look how many times we swept out sell side in comparison here. Right? Look for these areas that are smooth. Look at this, relative equal highs here. Right? This is just a little bit too clean here. Relative equal highs. Right? We can go even over to a couple other dates here. You guys can even look at your higher time frames here. Right? And look at okay, where is smooth? Okay, it's a little too far, but you guys can even kind of look at over here. Like, look, we have all these smooth highs here, right? And what is price starting to do here at the lows here, right? Starting to make it jagged, right? Take, 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 right? You can also see areas right here that were smooth. Note that this was SMT'd here, so this is the reason why we most likely didn't take it. Okay, so what you guys really want to do when it comes to looking at your draw on liquidity is looking at your areas that are smooth when it comes to intraday. I see Plethora did ask about IRL to Euro. Yeah, IRL to Euro is definitely possible here, right? So this is where you kind of want to come into your higher time frame chart here. Look for your 15-minute charts here, right? Let's look at our 15-minute inefficiency here, right? Take your internal range liquidity right here, and then right, and then we can look to take out external range liquidity here, and we can have a other external range liquidity up here, right? And let's come down into a lower time frame chart. Let's see what that looks like here, right? Just looks like these relative equal highs would put in super nicely here, right? And this is 100% also a potential trade setup you guys can take right here. Your internal to your external liquidity right here on a lower time frame, right? Okay. Do we got any questions? Sorry, this one has to be a little bit short today. So hope you guys all. Yes, exactly, Jay. Look for areas that are smooth in price, right? Jagged, jagged, jagged versus smooth, right? Look right here. Smooth, right? So we're eventually going to come back and revisit a point like this. I doubt this high will stay in for a long time. All right, any questions? If not, then I'm gonna head out here, guys.